Hello, 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 everyone. I'm Jack Bigadoo, also known as the Hood Sommelier. If you're here, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you being here. Cheers, cheers, cheers. We are here on TikTok, we are on YouTube, on Facebook, and obviously for us, the professional that are trying to enjoy. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any question for our guests, just make sure you put in the comment. We'll be sure to display it. This is a good one. This is a brand that is quite interesting. On day 14, we are going with what I will call the riot of Irish whiskey because they are unconventional from the design of the bottle to even their tagline. Get lost and stay lost. It's everything that I think like is the new hipster way to enjoy Irish whiskey. But the first time I heard about this brand, I was like, Lost Irish Whiskey. That seems really, really interesting. According to the googling, this brand is bring the whole world together based on how they choose their whiskey, how they put it together. So I had to bring someone in to tell us about this brand. Who did I bring in? Is Tim. Tim is the co-founder of Lost Irish Whiskey, and I can't wait for him to tell me everything about the Lost Irish Whiskey brand. So if you're here, make sure you share, you give us a like, thumbs up, put it, bring your friends in, your mom, your baby moms, or anybody that like Irish whiskey to come here and talk to us. Tim, welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey Jack, what's going on?
Uh,
Uh,
Another day in paradise. We get to talk about more Irish whiskey. Thank you for coming to day 14 of our 30-day segment of Irish whiskey. Can't wait to actually dive into your brain. For the people that don't know you, very quickly,
yeah,
who are you?
I've been in Irish whiskey for 14 years now. Before the world of Irish whiskey, I was in the world of egg farming back in Ireland. So that natural transition from eggs to whiskey. Don't go running to become an egg farmer if you want to get
Being a neck farmer now is a big skill today nowadays.
yeah, yeah. There's probably more money in eggs than there is in whiskey right
Whiskey.
now. But I've been in whiskey for 14 years. Initially with a company called the Cooley Distillery, and then
Okay.
most of my time was with Tullamore Dew in the US. I was there for 9 years, and then February 2020, I decided to start up my own project with my business partner, and we worked on bringing Lost Irish into the world, and
Mhm.
that launched December 2021, initially into 5 states in America. And now we're up to 31 states, and we've been getting lost ever since. So that's my background. Whiskey fueled and soaked adventures is what has taken me here. Yeah.
It's interesting. You probably one of the first people that pretty much had background in whiskey, worked in whiskey, and thought, I think I can have a brand as well.
There's
Most
something about my ego, doesn't
yeah,
it? Anyone
you
can
know,
do this. Yeah.
you want. Sometime I tell people, you don't have to perfect it, but you can bring something new to the industry that is not common to others, right? You're not here to reinvent the wheel. You're just here to actually make it better, right?
Yeah, and I was loving my time, particularly at Tullamore Dew. That was a really great and brilliant part of my career, and I was loving it there. But I just had this idea, and it really got to the case of, well, there's nothing like this out there, and if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. So let's
Correct.
give it a go. And a few
That is an
years
interesting statement. If you don't do it now, you'll never get to do it. So that
exactly.
is that is a really good and interesting statement. I wish more people took a leap of faith, just jump in, and hopefully something come out of it. So I'm glad you did. And guess what? We have, for all of you who don't know what the men created, from, like I said, from the design of the bottle to what it is, I'm gonna show the folks today. This is Lost Irish Whiskey. Beautiful colors representing, Ireland in the green and the orange. And, I
Yeah.
love every single, it shows that there was some thought that went into this whiskey, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really what I look at. So for all the people that don't know, what's your whiskey about before
So
we pouring?
I called it Lost Irish because it's that idea of 5 million people live in Ireland, with 70 million worldwide claim Irish ancestry. Now, that will probably double this weekend around St. Patrick's Day. Um, but it's that idea of travel, adventure, wanderlust. You don't need to be Irish to get that idea of worldly adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to tell that. It would be a bit boring if I named it Herlihy's whiskey or my hometown. I wanted it to have a bigger meaning than just a place, a person, or a castle. So I was really proud of this idea of Lost Irish as a concept. I wanted to bring that into our whiskey. Plus, we get to tell people to get lost in a charming way and then stay lost in an adventurous way. But that's the concept. I'll tell you about the liquid in a moment. But
Correct.
you made a nice comment about the bottle, and this is something that with our designer, a gentleman called Danny, and working with him, we took a year to really crack that code. And whether it's the neck, just like it's a good grip for a bartender. If you're a star tender, you might pick it up like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can't really see, but there's embossing there, and it's that white screen print that shines on the green that really makes it stand out on a liquor store shelf or on a back bar. So
It is pretty really cool.
yeah,
And the craziest thing is just reading on it, I am kind of shocked by how you came up with the liquid. So as I'm opening this, obviously this month I've tried a bunch of Irish whiskey, and it seemed
yeah,
like everybody is stuck to the three parts of whiskey maturation. Is always, obviously it's either pot still whiskey or
mhm.
single malt whiskey, maybe blended grain, or the most impressive I've found is a mix of all three, and then the same ex bourbon cask, virgin oak, sherry cask, some type of sherry cask.
Yeah.
But you said, screw that. Let me really take Irish whiskey and run it through the ringer. So tell me a little bit about your choice of whiskey and your choice of cask that you actually went with.
Yeah, and I'm a believer in more is more. Okay, that's probably the key bit to it. And we're both whiskey enthusiasts, fanatics, dare I say, even geeks. And then when you're kind of plotting what you're going to do, you always wonder, what would this be like? And if we're going to have a name like Lost, we'd really better deliver on it if we're talking about whirly and adventure. And I think we did. So in terms of the blends, you got it right. We're a blend of all three styles: grain, malt, and pot still. So more is more. So the grain aspect will give us that nice sweetness that comes with the corn mash bill, but also the column distillate as well. So that's light, delicate, sweet. We will use single malt in there as well, unpeated. That will give you that fruitiness as well. And then the style called pot still whiskey, and that gives you that creamy mouth feel, that mouth texture, the liveliness, a bit of pepperiness. So each one of them is bringing a different aspect of flavor. And then I know you know this, and many of the listeners do, or viewers do too. Up to 70% of your flavor is going to come from the cask. So, as a whiskey geek, I was like, well, let's bake in a load of flavor in there.
Mhm.
So, our approach is I take casks from all six continents, bring them back home to Ireland, and we'll mature and finish it in those different casks.
Mhm.
So, our grain, our malt, our pot still whiskey will grow for 4 years in a bourbon cask, which is pretty standard fare for Irish whiskey. And then we get interesting there. That's where the normal stops. We'll then finish it in these six different continent casks. So I'll use Colombian Jamaican rum. So that will give you that rummy raisin sweetness.
Mhm.
On the nose with Lost Irish, it is incredibly fruity. Think pineapple, apple, pear. And that's really coming from the South African brandy cask. as well as the Australian Tony. The South African brandy cask will give you that kind of pineapple note, whereas the Tony will give you a bit more berries at play. I'll also use Japanese Mizunara oak, and then Oloroso sherry from Jerez. And there's 6 different finishes, and that might take as quick as 6 months. With the bigger cask, it can take as long as 18 months to 2 years, because there's just a bigger surface area and it takes more time. And then my job as the blender is to bring all those flavors together and make sure they stack up on each other to create what's in your glass or in your bottle. And we said more is more. There's a lot of component parts in this whiskey, and I just look at it as there's more colors to paint your painting. So there's more flavor levers to pull to get to the ultimate flavor destination that you want to be at. So
you literally just almost broke the code of bringing the whole world together under one roof. As you were describing this, I literally started asking myself. I said, "You hit every continent. You hit Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, Oceanic, and South America. You literally hit."
And you're right. We put it right there on the side there. We talk about 6 worlds. If the only thing we're missing is Antarctica, but I'd like to think someday that's where we'll get our ice from. Yeah.
So it's let me all right. Let me see. So 6 continent, 3 style of Irish whiskey. Do you focus on the age of the product you bring in, or are you just doing the minimum 4 to 5 years, or the more mature product that you are using into that?
So the minimum for Irish whiskey is 3 years. If we were to put an age statement on it, again, it's the minimum age. This would be a 4-year-old, but we have liquid in there as old as 5.
Okay.
But it's we want that youthfulness of the whiskey coming through as well, and I think I get the flavor we need from the casks at that age. So the finish can be quite powerful with lending an accent of flavor from different corners of the world.
All right. Now the hard question.
Yeah.
Why 40% ABV? I feel like you are a renegade, right? You went an everywhere direction Irish whiskey doesn't go. And then when it came to the proof, you went standard Irish whiskey.
Yeah. So the honest answer is, when I was developing this, I thought it would be a 43 or 86 proof.
Okay.
That was the blueprint intention. But having tried them side by side, it was working better at 80 proof, and you were getting more of the, like, we're putting a lot of work into this with the casks to bring in the flavor, and it just worked out on that better balance of proof to cask at 80 proof of 40%. So you go in with these intentions, but it's better to do the experiment and then know for sure. But I think it's a good question there. And our whiskey works out better at 40 to...
At 40?
Yeah. So,
all right. It's lunch.
Well, I'll give you a toast.
Yeah.
So if you'll indulge me for a second, this is may you work like you don't need the money, love like you've never been hurt, dance as if no one's watching, sing as if no one's listening, make love like it's being videotaped, and live each day as if it was your last. So...
Cheers. I need to remember that one.
So do I. And then I always love the second sip of this, because there's a lot of different flavors going on, as you'd expect with the cask. Sorry, the cask at play. So the first sip, you might get the honey vanillins, but in the second, you revisit it and you'll get, like, the rum cask is particularly the star of the finish. In combination with the pot still, you get that kind of liveliness with the pot still, but you really get that rummy raisin sweetness. But designed to be a friendly whiskey, but with flavor as well.
And that's what I was about to say. The way I can describe this whiskey is very approachable. Is the friendship whiskey. Hey, dude, you coming over? Let's sit down and chat. And this is the friendship whiskey. It has enough flavor to keep you entertained, but it's not too potent for you to actually need water or anything. You can have it neat. I love those butterscotch and a little bit of that kind of burnt sugar right in the middle, and the finish of that, you get those nice tannin in there. That there's a little bit of spice still at the end that doesn't make it feel like it's a 40, you know, 40. Because if you love whiskey, you just don't want to drink water. You still want to feel like you're drinking whiskey, and I feel like it's giving you that sensation you're looking for in whiskey. I definitely think it holds its own. For me, it's more, honestly, in my head, is a very conversational whiskey. Let's pour something. Let's chat. I don't now have to put it to the test to see exactly what that would be like in a cocktail. But for me, it's definitely the whiskey I will advise everybody. You want something neat. You want something simple, something easy, not too crazy, but with a
This is a drinking whiskey.
correct,
It's not too
correct,
precious that you're afraid to
correct,
crack
correct,
open the cap. Yeah.
correct. That's it's I'm literally I'm excited. I feel like it's one of those that I can just drink. Hey, I'm having an evening. Hello.
Very good.
So before we move forward, in this 30 days of Irish whiskey, I've asked brands that are participating, people that were gracious enough to make sure that on our 30 days of Irish whiskey that people are feeling there is a secret word in every single post that I make. My 30 days of Irish whiskey, if you're on YouTube or anywhere, but the reason why I love it in a live is because you almost have to watch a live till a point to be able to know what the secret word is. So guess what? Lost Irish was very, very kind. They were so kind. They send shirt, they send hat, they send pin. Those are things that you get to win. So don't you say that Lost Irish didn't take care of y'all. They got pins. They got pins of the Lost Irish. I'm definitely keeping one of the pins for my whiskey jacket because the Lost Irish just earned their place on my whiskey jacket. And their pin is kind of cool. The reason why their pin is cool is not just the bottle. There's a little tiny right here
Little tiny Irish coffee.
Irish coffee for you. So if you get lost, may you drink some coffee so you can actually wake up, stay up for that. So I love that T-shirt. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful design T-shirt that was given by Lost Irish. We got front here, and the back is what you want. You definitely want to show your friends.
Yeah.
If lost, that's
See, like we're a thoughtful whiskey. Not only do we get you lost, but we come up with a way to get you home too. It might be
if
your
lost,
home
if
away
lost,
from
return
home.
to the nearest pub. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
That is drinking responsibly.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Is the name is that the name? Yes, the name is Lost Irish. Somebody is asking the question.
Yeah.
Yes, the name is
So
Lost Irish.
it's Lost Irish whiskey.
Irish whiskey. So
Yeah.
born in Ireland, it's born in Ireland but lost in the world. So if you actually look at it, that's what it is. Born in
Yeah.
Ireland and lost in the world. So there you go.
And then we're also doing. I know this is day 14 of Irish whiskey and of March, but on day 19 after St. Patrick's Day, we're doing a draw to win a trip to any Irish pub in the world.
Ooh, okay.
Jack, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to give you a second to think about where you would go.
Okay.
But we're doing the draw on the 19th. You have until St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, to enter. And it's literally any Irish pub in the world. And there's many. You'll find one on every single continent, just
Correct.
like Irish.
Correct.
Irish is class and Irish people. So, yeah, please go to getloststaylost.com or the Lost Irish website will also take you to it.
And
And you
that's what I'm
just
about to say. I'm about to show the folks. Uh, yeah, somebody say I will be buying that. That's kind of a cool name. So I like that. I will share the website so people can see what it looks like. This is the Lost Irish Whiskey website. I want to show you guys so you know. If you're looking at I want to make sure you know the website as well.
yeah.
Is the website is lostirish.com. That's
And
what
then in the top right, you see Explore the World.
this it literally on the top right. You got explore the world right
Yeah,
here, and
that's
you
how
got to be
you.
21.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm 21, and then you get to see anywhere in the world where you can actually go and
So,
try. You just next and fill out your information.
so where would you go? The
You know
world
what?
is open.
I if I had to go to an Irish pub, I'll have two places in mind. First place, take me back to take me back to uh Killarney State Park.
Ah, great
Right
pick.
before the entrance of Killarney State Park, right before the entrance, there's a pub. Right at the entrance, with an old castle, and then there's a pub right on the left. I want to go back because I love that area. But if I have to go anywhere around the world, funny thing is, last time I was in England, I stopped at an Irish pub in England, and I
It's the
thought
only
this.
good thing about England. We have a
Violence.
terrible English person infection over there. It's an outbreak. Yeah.
But yes, I will go there. My only question, if I actually had to choose a third option in my head, is I wonder if there is an Irish pub in Asia.
There's many. There's I was kind of hoping you would pick one in Nebraska. It would save you a lot of
No, there
money.
is, but Nebraska is home. I can go, in the weekend. I can go down here. There's three or four of them in Nebraska I can go to. I know them really well.
It would
You
save
know,
me a ton of money. But there are plenty in Asia. I've been to ones in Cambodia. There's ones in
really.
Japan. I've been to Mongolia, where the capital Ulaanbaatar has as many as 26 Irish pubs in their
You know
capital.
what? That's what I'm saying. I want to go. I want to experience Irish, Irish culture in a different culture to really shock me, right?
You can go anywhere in Asia except North Korea.
Yes, yes.
We'll leave you in South Korea. It's up to you after that. I hear there's a border you can cross, but there's an Irish pub anywhere in Asia except North Korea. So
No, so guys, go on literally go on lostirish.com. On the right side, choose explore the world and fill out your information. Believe it or not, I'm gonna fill it out because I want to see if I'm a winner, and maybe I'll get a trip down to back to Ireland. I know it's weird to go to an Irish pub in Ireland, but for me, there
we've
is
lots
my
of them.
favorite. It's my favorite place in the world. I love it. I will go back to Ireland any day. I told somebody, like, if I don't retire in Africa, I'm retiring in Ireland. That's where
Yeah.
I want to be.
Well, the good news is you don't have to decide which pub it is until you win. So you can
See,
just
see,
fill out your details. It takes less than a minute, and then the real deliberation and decision will come for the winner. They'll have to decide two things: what pub, what country, but also who their plus one will be.
yeah.
So,
See, that's what I want to hear. So, uh, you get the opportunity not only to win these amazing swags. This shirt definitely is going to be one of my favorite shirt. I'm pretty sure. If lost, returning to the nearest pub. I really love that. It is unfortunate like St. Patrick's is on a Monday, because if it was on a Sunday, I'll be rocking the Lost Irish shirt all around just to show people, just to show people what I have going on. But I will be wearing it still on Monday. I love the idea, the design you have. So 30 days of Irish whiskey. How do people win this? You have to fill out your 30 boxes every day, and every show, every review, every post has the secret word. And I'm giving the opportunity, Tim. It will be the man today to give us the secret word of the day. So what will be the secret word of the day, Tim? You decide that.
Yeah. Am I ready to reveal?
You're ready to reveal. Go ahead.
So it was an action that we did. It's something you should always do before you take a sip of Lost Irish or any Irish whiskey. It is toast.
You
That
got
is
it
our
toast. You
secret
got it
word of
toast.
the
So
day.
the secret word of the day for day 14 is toast. That have been chosen. And sometimes I drink enough Irish whiskey that I forget the word. So I have to write it down. And so I myself can remember what the word is today. So it's gonna be toast. So toast is the word on day 14 is toast. So you can't get that. You if you watch this or watching the recast, you get to actually see it.
Yeah.
So you have this whiskey that I'm gonna have me a no more time. You have this whiskey. It is picking up on the market. Where can people find Lost Irish?
Yeah,
If
we're available in 31 states.
31 state
If you're buying online, reservebar.com has it.
right here, I'm still showing the website, so I'm gonna go and show
Yeah,
people. You go on lostirish.com, click on buy in the US, and once
yeah,
you click on buy in the US, right here in front of you, right here
yeah.
in front of you. So you
I'm
can't
gonna
you
share.
can't you can't get that wrong. It's as easy as you get. Right.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that I can get in and show the folks. Start shopping.
Oh,
Mm,
your address. Yeah.
yeah.
We are available in the fine state of Nebraska.
Oh yeah, in the in my state, in my awesome state of Nebraska, you guys are available. So
The last time I was in Nebraska, I was in a town called O'Neill, Nebraska,
O'Neill,
and
Nebraska, yeah,
it has the world's biggest shamrock.
it
Uh,
does have the
on
word
this
biggest shamrock.
in on their main street. It's painted on their main street. So Shamrock O'Neill, O'Neill, Nebraska.
Nebraska, yeah,
Great
O'Neill,
place.
Nebraska. That's actually true. There is some a lot of Irish culture around. I actually have a friend of mine who used to be a manager of an Irish bar before she went into distribution. So yeah, it's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal. So I'm so happy that we finally get to talk. I know a year ago, as fate will have it, we met in Buffalo, and I looked at you. I say, I want to have you on my 30 days of Irish whiskey. And you say, yeah, my name is Tim, and yeah, you can reach out to each other. There you go. I love when people keep their promises. I'm glad we finally got to connect and you came on. For all the folks that are wondering, what is it that they should look forward to right now? We know about the whiskey. We know you go around and bring in new cask. Is there going to be a variation of this whiskey? Is there going to be a cask strength of this whiskey? Are we just going to get lost in the next pub somewhere, trying something wild and crazy coming from Lost Irish? The floor is yours.
Yeah, it's we're still very new. We've only been out 3 years, and this is still new to a lot of people. So we're going to make this bottle famous. And while we're doing that, I'll be working quite diligently in the background to come up with something very worthwhile. And my promise is when we have something good enough, it's going to be really, really special. So stay patient, keep getting lost with Lost Irish, and in probably 5 years, we'll have something new to chat about. But we're not going to rush that. Yeah, we gotta
um, what
take it.
what what should but now I'm looking at you now and say, what are your thoughts? How can people support you? What I
Yeah,
remain is that it's okay, right? You're one man, smaller team.
yeah.
How can people say I've supported? Like in the comments, somebody say I'm going to buy this bottle. Is it buy more bottle? Is it asking their retailers to have Lost Irish on the shelf, to have it behind the bar? How can people support your mission to bring word flavor in Irish whiskey in
Yeah,
all?
I would say ask your local liquor store to bring it in. That would be amazing. And then your local Irish pub and your favorite whiskey bar. If you can do one of or all three of those things, that would be huge to us. And then please follow me on Instagram, Lost Irish Tim. I'd love to chat to people who are getting lost with us and supporting the cause. So I'm one to do a bit of whiskey touring. So I always like to meet our fans, our friends, and our drinkers. So,
Somebody just asked quickly, is there any plans to have this at Total Wine and More?
yeah, we're at a lot of Total Wines and
Okay.
More. We're not. It depends on the state.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, it could be at Total Wine and More as well. So
Yeah.
if you go to Total Wine, and if your Total Wine don't have it, I tell you what, I know this. Tim doesn't have to say this, but the only way you actually make Tim work harder, I tell you what, is to go to every retailer and ask for it. If you're a retailer, ask your distributor. What
Yeah.
that does is they force them to reach out to Tim and say, Tim, we need your whiskey in our distribution system. And that's how you make him work harder and you support the brand. So I
And
tell
that
you
stuff
what,
works. That stuff makes a big
it
difference.
does work. It does
Yeah.
work. So if you don't find it in your Total Wine, if you don't find it behind your bar, if this weekend you go out for St. Patty's Day and you realize they don't have Lost Irish, ask your bartender, can you guys make sure you have Lost Irish here? I love the whiskey, or I would love to try it. Even if they get in one case or two cases, it does make a difference in a small brand's life. So I want y'all to remember. And again, participate in the 30 Days of Irish Whiskey. There is hats. There are pins. Tim is a very generous brand. There are pins. I have big brands in this 30 Days of Irish just say, oh, we only got a T-shirt for you. Or we Tim said he doesn't want, you may not win the trip to the pub, but guess what? We have the opportunity to work at least 5 different people to win a shirt to wear it and be proud of it. So make sure you check out the 30 Days of Irish Whiskey. Make sure you check it out on YouTube every day. Every post has something special as a word. Fill out the day. At the end of March, we can have a party. Tim may actually throw in something nice for you. You don't know. But also check out, I just put on the site again for all the reminder, www, just go lostirish.com. That's all you need. You can buy or even go into the contest. And Monday, we get to know who is going to an Irish pub somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Tim is putting his money where his mouth is. He's promising you to take you to a pub somewhere in the world, an Irish pub where you can actually enjoy your time. Tim, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel, supporting this endeavor of 30 Days of Irish Whiskey. Thank you for taking Irish whiskey to the world, and hopefully when we talk next time, we have new expressions, and you're so tired of working that that you may not even have time to talk to us.
Oh,
You're
there's
much
always
appreciated. You're much appreciated. And I will see you next time. For all of you guys here, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you being here. And hopefully we'll see you. We'll see you also
stay
tomorrow.
lost.
Yeah, stay lost. Get